Hey guys, Pastor Jim here at Southwest Homestead, and it is time for 2-Minute Tuesday. We are going to talk about staking a tree. Dun dun dun. Let's see, I'll zoom out here. Zoom out! Zoom out! Mulberry tree. So this mulberry tree right here, I'm pretty sure the gophers, moles, prairie dogs, something went through and ate some of the roots, and the whole thing went down. So we topped it a little bit. It's a little smaller now. You can see some of the leaves are turning yellow. It was laying down for a few days, but we soaked the ground really good. We wanted to get it really wet down in here, a real deep moisture base. That way we can stand the tree up and flex everything and not break the roots. If it was really bad, we would have dug around the tree and softened the ground up, but this tree isn't really that old yet, so we staked it up. Now don't put a stake, tip number one, do not put a stake right along the trunk. Right here, don't go boom like they do in the nurseries. That's teeny little things in pots. You don't have a whole lot of room to stake trees when they're in pots. It's bad for the ground, or bad for the roots right at the root ball. Last thing you want to do is take a stake and run it right through the root ball. Very bad. I like staking in a triangle pattern. Sometimes you'll have a tree in the middle and you put a stake on one side, a stake on the other side, and they'll run some wire between them, and that holds it and allows it to move. Allowing it to move is good because you need to strengthen the root system. If it's staked tight and it can't move at all, the tree is not going to grow and strengthen its root system to support the tree because the tree thinks it's just fine. When you allow the tree to move in the breeze, the tree realizes, hey, I'm loose here, I'm moving, and it sends energy into the root system to actually strengthen the root system, which is ultimately what you want. You don't want to have to stake up your trees forever. Now, if the tree's already gone down or it's excessively weak or something, I use 3 stakes, and I put them in a triangle pattern and run the cable between them, and that's going to hold it as stable as it can be. I still leave room where the tree can move. We're going to come down in here. So I've got this basically the 1/2-inch drip line for your soaker stuff right around the tree so it doesn't mess up the bark. There's still a little bamboo stake in here I haven't pulled out. Go away! Roar! There we go. Get rid of that cheap little bamboo stake from when it was in a pot. Now it's in here. It can move around. You can still see it. It can move a lot in there, but it's going to hold it really stable depending on the direction your wind comes from. So out here we get storms that come in from different directions. We get really bad storms from the northwest, but then we get really bad storms that come in from the east as well. So we got to make sure that it's staked and it's stable in multiple directions. If you have 2 stakes, it's really stable between the 2, but the other direction it can move a lot, and you'll still have a tendency to lose trees, so they'll go down. If you have 3, you're triangulating it, so it's much more stable regardless of the direction the wind's coming from, and you still have room in here. The tree can move, it's stable enough, it's going to hold it. Keep in mind, another reason you want to have your stakes far enough out, preferably outside the tree well, is these wood stakes, at least that everybody uses around here. Wood stakes, you have those inside your tree well. You deep water your trees, keep a moisture base inside the ground for your trees like you should, and what's going to happen? They're going to start rotting away just like all your mulch. They're going to start breaking down, and the stakes only last so long. So even if it looks like it's staked well, it might not be, because down under the ground these stakes are going to be rotting away. So as long as your tree grows well, it strengthens up. Hopefully you don't need to change the stakes and give it new stakes, but if it doesn't strengthen up fast enough, you want to think about that. You're going to have to change the stakes out to a new set of stakes at some point. But there's a couple do's and don'ts. Don't stake it in the middle. Do stake it outside the tree well, preferably triangulate it if you can, so you can brace it from whichever direction your wind and storms are coming from, and give it room where it can still move around, just not excessively. That way it encourages the tree to put out more roots, to strengthen its roots and build a good root system. Until next time, I'll see you out there.